Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today we are going to feature a position sum Sudoku created by Christoph Seeliger. This Sudoku type is a relatively new variant and hasn't been seen much previously. This Sudoku is being covered because it is going to occur in the German Sudoku qualification competition that runs on Logic Masters Germany portal from 22nd to 25th of January this month. We covered a Sudoku previously by Philip Blume on average arrows, and following that, we are featuring a Sudoku by Christoph today. The authors of the German Sudoku qualification are Richard Stock, Philip, and Christoph, some of the best authors out there in the Sudoku scene. So, without hesitation, try to make some time to give the contest. The Sudokus will be excellent in quality. The duration of the contest is 2 hours, and I will add the link to the contest page in the description of the video and the online solving link for the Sudoku that we are covering today. And before moving on to the rules, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please subscribe to the channel now. We'll really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. The rules are each row, each column, and each 3x3 box contains the digits from 1 to 9 without any repetition. Standard classic rules. And digits in the first cell and the second cell from the top and from the left are A and B. Clues outside the grid tell something about A and B. The clue closest to the grid gives the sum of A and B. The sum of the digits and positions A and B from that side is given in the clue in the gray bar. Okay. So when you give it a light read, the rules may be slightly confusing and may take some time to understand, but if you read 2 or 3 times, maybe the rules should be clear. So I'll explain using my own words. Suppose, let's say we consider this cell, this clue, and we have, let's say, A and B here. So what this clue denotes is that the clues in the white background, the sum of the first 2 digits. So in this case, row 1 column 1 and row 2 column 1. When you sum them, they will give you 8. And now we'll go to some other cell to explain what the clues in the gray background denote. So let's say we have A and B again here. Now we may put 3 and 7 for example. So what this clue denotes is that the sum of the cell in the third position, that is row 3 column 4, and the sum of the cell in the 7th position is given in the gray background. So to put in short, the sum of the first 2 cells is given in the white background, and the sum of the digits in the positions denoted by the first 2 cells is given in the gray background. So I hope it's clear now. So with that, we'll start solving this Sudoku. So we'll try to focus on clues in the white background as they give the direct sum of the digits. So okay, 6 is going to be 1 5 or 2 4, right? No other option for 6. And 7 is either 5 plus 9 or 6 plus 8, so we may write that too. Okay, I don't think it will be helpful to write all the values of these digits. There is some other start to the Sudoku. Okay, this seems interesting. If you look at this box, 11, 8, 8, 7. So we know that I'll highlight and show the sum of these 2 cells is 8, the sum of these 2 cells is 7, and the sum of these 2 cells is 8 again. So we have the sum of 6 cells as 8 plus 8 plus 7, which is equal to 23. We know that in any box, any 3x3 box, the sum of the digits will always be equal to 45, the sum of digits from 1 to 9. So which means that the digits in the red cells must add up to 45 minus 23, which is equal to 22. So these cells must add up to 22. So we know that when 3 cells add up to 22, 9 must always be a part of those cells. So we may make a corner pencil mark here. 9 must be in one of these 3 cells. And now 22 is either 9 plus 6 plus 7 or 9 plus 5 plus 8. But 9 plus 6 plus 7 is ruled out, right? Because we know that 8 cannot be in the blue cells, because then the sum will be more than 8 or 7. So which means that 8 also is confined to these cells. So now the total is apparent to us. So this is going to be 5, 8 and 9, right? So we may make 5, 8, 9, and this will also be 5, 8 and 9. So I'll remove the highlighting. Okay. So now we know that 11 must be either 5 plus 6, 8 plus 3 or 9 plus 2. And correspondingly 8 must be 2 plus 6, 3 plus 5 or 6 plus 2. Okay, 3 plus 5 is ruled out, right? Because we have a 5, 8, 9 triplet here. So 3 plus 5 is not an option. So 8 is 2, 6. And now 7 can only be 3, 4, right? Because 1, 6 and 2, 5 are ruled out. So 7 can only be 3 plus 4 and 8 will only be 1 plus 7. Beautiful, guys. So we got the start to the Sudoku. So now that we removed 3 from here, so 5 is ruled out as an option for the 11. 2 plus 9 or, sorry, 2 plus 9 or 6 plus 5. 8 is ruled out as an option, right? So next, this 3 seems interesting, but unless they give some specific information about these cells, we can't do anything really. Because for example, they can be 8 and 9 and we can have 1 and 2 here. So there are many possibilities like that. So even though the sum is low, it's not really helping us. Maybe this should help us because we have made pencil marks in the first 2 cells from that column. So you have a 5, 9 here and a 5, 8, 9 here. So let us see what happens if we don't have an 8 here. So why I am doing is that we get an immediate pair here, right? And which gives us the positions too. So if you take 5, 9, the sum of the digits in the 5th cell and the 9th cell from that direction will be equal to 12, right? So that is what the rule says. The clues in the gray background are the sum of the digits in the positions of the first 2 cells. So which means this cell and this cell must add up to 12 without the 5 and the 9. So there is only one possibility, which means they must be 4, 8. Now is this possible? 4 plus 5, 8 plus 1. 4 plus 4, 8. Okay, this is not possible, guys. Superb. So when you have such a situation, in the row 9 column 2 you are having candidates of 4 and 8, but this clue is getting violated because you can't have anything here to satisfy the 8 clue, which means that you cannot have a 5, 9 here. Superb. So this must be an 8, which means this must be a 5, 9. So we have a 5, 9 pair. So 8 is position sum is a position for this clue. So with the 5th cell or the 9th cell. So we have to see how it goes now. So let us see what happens if this is a 5. So which implies that this cell has to be, okay, the position cells become 5 and 8, okay. So, and the 12 clue cannot be 5 plus 7 or 4 plus 8, so it would have to be 3 and 9, right? So let me write that. So this would be the case, 3 and 9. So 3 plus 6 seems possible, 9 is rolled out, 3 plus 6. Okay, 3 plus 6 is also not possible, guys. So when you have such a situation, when you have a 5 here, then the position cells are the 5th and the 8th cell, and 5 plus 7, 4 plus 8 is ruled out, so there would be 3, 9 to satisfy the 12 clue, and now this 9 clue cannot be satisfied, right? So which means that this cannot be a 5. Superb. This is very interesting variant, guys. So which means this would be a 9 and this would be a 5. So we know the 8 and the 9 cells must add up to 12 for this clue, so they must be 5, 7. And which means for this clue, this would have to be the 3 or 1. The row 9 column 1 has to be 3 or 1. And this 5, 7 pair resolves this 7 and 1 immediately. So this clue is done. So you may, okay, this is done. And 11 clue is also done now because we have a 9. So this would have to be a 2 and this would have to be a 6. Which means 11 is also done. 8 is done. The 12 is also not going to help us, right? Because we have made the 5, 7 pair here. And the 7 is also done. Okay, 10. We can make use of the 10 now. We have 6 and 8. So which means that the 6th cell and the 8th cell must add up to 10. And without the 8 and the 6 in the sum. So which means these two cells must be 1 plus 9, 1 9 1 9, or 3 and 7 and 3 and 7. Okay, the 14 is either 5 plus 9 or 6 plus 8, right? But 6 plus 8 is ruled out, so which means that it has to be 5 plus 9, which means this is not a 9, and correspondingly this can't be a 1. Okay, there is a 2 here, so 2 is eliminated from the 6 as a possibility, so correspondingly 4 would be eliminated from here. So 9 is here, so we can resolve this 5 9 immediately. So which means that the 10 total has to be made up of 3 and 7. So 1 can be removed from here and 9 can be removed from here. So it's made up of 3 and 7. So 3 7 pair resolves this 3 4 pair immediately. So this would be a 3 and this would be a 4. So 4 6 8 9 3 and 7. Remaining candidates in row 2 are 1 2 and 5. Oh, we have a 5 here. So this is not a 5. So 5 must be in one of these two cells, which means this is not a 5 and correspondingly this can't be a 1. So we can make use of this clue now. 8 is 1 plus 7 or 2 plus 6 or 5 plus 3. Okay, 5 plus 3 is ruled out because we have a 3 here. So this is not a 3, this is not a 5. So either 6 plus 2 or 7 plus 1. Okay. We may highlight some more clues to denote that they are spent. So these clues are done, right? I think we can continue either from here or here because I think these clues are really low and should help us. Okay, maybe we'll make use of this column. 1, 8, 9, 5 and 7. So the remaining digits are 2, 3, 4, 6. And now for 11, this must be either 9, 8, 7 or 5. But 7 is ruled out, which means this can't be a 7 and this can't be a 4. And this for this 9 clue, so this must be 7, 6, 5 and 3. 7 is ruled out, which means 2 is ruled out. 6 is also ruled out, which means 3 is ruled out. Okay, either 3 plus 5 or 3 plus 6 or 5 plus 4. Okay. So not really helping us. So I think we have to focus on this area because we have got lots of digits in rows 1 to 3. So let us see what are the candidates here. 2, 3, 5, 9 and remaining candidates must be 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, right? 1, 4, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, there are too many possibilities to really help us. Okay, 5 is in row 1 and row 3, which means we get a 5 here, right? A simple digit using classic rules, which means for the 6 you get a 1 here and that gives a 2 and a 1 here. Superb, guys. Okay, so this clue is also done now. And for the 8 clue, we must have a 6 here and this is also done. So all the clues in the gray background, white background are getting used quickly. So this now can't be 1 or 6 because we have 1 6 in that row. So if you look at column 4 now, so we know that this cell will denote the position for this clue. So it denotes this position, right? First cell means this cell. So this can't be 7 or 8 because if you have 7 or 8, then you must also add the digit in the 7th or the 8th position to satisfy this clue and then the total will be more than 7. So this can't be 7 or 8. So this would have to be a 4, which means that the 4th cell and the 3rd cell will add up to 7. The 4th cell is this one and the 1st cell is this one. So which means this would have to be a 3. and these two cells must be 7, 8 using classic rules. Okay, so this 5 clue is the sum of the digits in either the 7th or the 8th position and the 3rd or the 7th position. Okay. Okay, this 3 eliminates the 3 from here, so we'll have 2, 4 or 6 here. So this clue is also done, right? So let me take that off. And the 11, okay, 7th or 8th cell and the 3rd or the 7th cell, not really helping us. Okay, this is a really sharp deduction, guys. I don't think we can have a 3 here. We know that the 5, the idea basically works around the fact that the 5 clue is either 1 plus 4 or 2 plus 3. So if you have a 3 here, so then it denotes that the sum of this cell, the 3rd cell from that direction, and the 7th or the 8th cell, doesn't matter which cell, will be 1 plus 4, right? Because 3 is ruled out as a possibility, so it will be 1 plus 4. But you can't have either 1 or 4 here. Very sharp deduction, so which means that this can't be a 3. So this would have to be a 7, this would have to be a 3. So let me change it back to blue. 7, 3, 8 and 7. Super. So which means that the 7 and the 8 cell will add up to 5, and they can only be 1 plus 4 or 2 plus 3. And the 7 and the 3rd cell will add up to 11 for here. So which means these two cells must sum up to 11. The candidates here are 4, 8, 9. So this cell correspondingly must be 7, 3 and 2. But 4 and 7 and 3 and 8 are ruled out, right? Because these 3 cells can only be 4, 8, 9. So 4 plus 7 is 11, which is ruled out. So this is not 4, this is not 7, and 3 is also ruled out. This is not 3, this is not 8. So which means that this cell would have to be a 9 and this would have to be a 2. And these two cells must be 4, 8. Sorry. And using classic rules, these 3 cells must be 2, 3, 6. And 3 can't be here, so this would be a 2 or 6. Okay, this clue is also done now. We take that off. So you don't have a 2 in row 7. So this is not a 2, this is not a 2. Correspondingly, when you remove a 2, 3 can't be here. And when you remove 2, 9 can't be here for the 11 clue. So this cell is the sum of the digit on this position and the 5th or the 7th position, right? Okay, doesn't seem to help us for now. Okay, can you have a 2 or a 6 here? Seems likely for now. Let us write the possibilities here. You can't have 2, 3, 6, 7. So this can only be 1, 4, 5, 8 and 9. The Sudoku gets slightly trickier here, guys, because last 6 rows are completely empty. So we have to find the right deductions to move forward. 5 plus 6, 8 plus 3. Okay, the 11 is not helping us. 8 clue. If you have a 4 here, then 3 becomes part of the 8 sum and we need a 5 more, right? 5 can be anywhere. 5 can be here, in which case you will have a 6 here. 5 can be here, in which case you must have a 7 here. 5 can be here. Okay, so the 5 can go here, the 3 can be here, this would be 4 and this would be 8. I don't see any problem there. Oh, classic rule. We often tend to forget about the classic part, guys. So whenever we are solving some variants, we always look too deeply into the variant part that we find simple. We simply miss the classic part. So look at this 4. It has only one cell in the box 7. So we can place the 4 here. So which means that 4 will be eliminated from this cell. So now the 8 clue is also going to help us. The 4th cell and the 5th or the 7th cell will add up to 8, right? So the 4th cell can only be less than 8 now. So it can't be 1, 3, 4. So it can only be 2, 5, 6, 7. We can even you make use of the 5, 7 pair, guys. So this can't be a 5, right? So super. So we're getting some quick digits. So this will be 8, this will be 3. Resolve quickly. So which means this is not a 3, which means this is not a 2. So we get a 1, 4 pair here, which means that this would be a 4 and this would be a 1. Super. So once we made use of this box, we are getting some quick digits. So 11 clue is done now. And this, the 8 is removed from here. This is not an 8, so it can only be 159. Okay, the 5th cell is this. The 7th cell is this. The 4th cell is this one, right? So can the 8 now be 1 plus 7? 1 plus 7 is ruled out, right? Because you need to use the 6th cell to satisfy the 8 clue, but we can't use the 6th cell because we have the 4th and the 5th or the 7th cell. So this is not 7, because then you need to use this 1. So it has to be 2, 5 or 6. Okay, this 3 gives us a 1 here. Super. Classic is really helping us. So for this 8 we get a 7 and a 5 here. Superb, guys. So which means that this clue is also done. And these 3 digits now must be 2, 6, 9. This can't be a 2. And these 3 digits must be 1, 7, 8. This can't be a 1. And this can't be a 3 because 3 is here. 1, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6. So this must be a 3, 5, 9. So the 4th and the 5th cell add up to 8. Which means these 2 cells add up to 8 without the 1 and the 5. So there is only one possibility. So there must be 2, 6. And that gives a 9 here. A 6 here and a 2 here. And these 3 cells must be 3, 7, 8. But we have a 3, 7 here. So which means this is 8. This is 3, 7 pair. So this 8 clue is also done. Okay, guys. So with the help of this box, we are able to decipher the last 3 rows. So this clue is also done. So the top part of the grid is completely done. So we need to focus on these clues alone. Last 3 clues, 3, 8 and 9. Okay, there is only one cell left for the one in box 9. It has to go here because one is in row 9 and one is in column 9. So one would have to go here. So this cell can only be 5 or 9. Classic rule. 3, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4. So remaining candidates are 5, 7, 9. You can't have 5, 9 in column 5. So this is a 7. Which means this cell cannot be a 7, right? Okay, let us look at this now because we have too many possibilities here. So can this be a 5? So which means that the 5th cell and the 2nd, 4th or 6th cell, this one has to be summing up to 8. Okay, lots of possibilities here too, but I think will be able to reduce something here. Maybe let's write some candidates here. 1, 4, 7, 2, 6. Remaining candidates 3, 5, 8, 9, but you can't have 5, 9 here. So this is 3, 8. And both of these cells will be 3, 5, 8, 9. Okay, I think we need to focus here only, guys, because there doesn't seem to be anything in the classic part here. Okay, so this can't be a 4, guys. Super. So if you have a 4 here, then this cell becomes a 4. We know that this becomes part of the sum and to satisfy the 8 clue we also need a 5, and you can't have a 5 here because then the fifth cell will again have to be 5. So this would have to be a 9, right? But can you have a 9? Then which means that the 9 cell has to be 5, but the 9 cell cannot be 5. Superb. So we are able to eliminate one candidate. So 4 can't be there, right? This can't be a 4, so this is either 2 or 6, which means that the second cell or the sixth cell. Okay. Let us see what happens if this is a 6. If this is a 6, then the sixth cell and the fifth cell or the ninth cell must add up to 8. Okay, which means that 3 and 5 and 2 and 6 are ruled out as options, so which means that this must be 1 and 7 for sure. And the fifth or the ninth cell, the fifth cell or the ninth cell must be again 1 or 7. This seems likely. Oh wait, in column 6 if you see, you can't have 1 or 7. Superb. So this cell can't be 2, can't be a 6, guys, because if you have a 6, right, so this cell then has to be, cannot be 2 plus 6 and 3 plus 5, because the other cell would have to be this one, right, the sixth cell and the fifth cell or the ninth cell. So these cells must sum up to, two of these cells must sum up to 7 without the 3 and 5 and 2 and 6, right? So which means that this cell has to be 1 and 7, and 1 and 7 are ruled out. Superb. So this can't be a 6, can't be a 4, it would have to be a 2. And this can't be 4 and 6 now. Sorry, it can't be 2 now, it has to be 4 and 6. So the second cell and the fifth cell or the ninth cell must add up to 8 for this clue, right? Which means that we can make a corner pencil mark. So either 6 is here or 6 is here, because 2 becomes part of the sum now. So fifth cell or the ninth cell, I was hoping that we get a 6 here now, we could have really rushed through the Sudoku, but I think we need to make either of these two clues now. Okay, so this is a little bit deep deduction, guys. So if you look at this 3 clue, we know that the 4 and the 6 is the digit in the position of 4 or 6 is part of the sum. So for the 3, it's made up of 1 plus 2. So 4 and fourth cell or the sixth cell must either be 1 or 2, but both of these cells can't be 1, right? So which means that the 2 is either here or here, so that we can get the 1 plus 2 for the 3 clue. So again a corner pencil mark, so which means that we get the 2 in row 5. Superb. So we got a really deep deduction. Now we'd have to make use of the 1 somewhere. The 1 cannot be here, 1 cannot be here, 1 cannot be here, because if you have a 1 here, then the first cell has to be the 8, but you don't have an 8 here, so 1 can't be here. So 1 can never be in these 3 cells. So 1 has to be in first 2 rows in box 6. Okay, can 1 be here? Which means that this would be 5. This seems likely. And 1 can be here. Okay, this cell can't be a 9 now, right? Because 1 cannot be here, so this can't be a 9. So we have a 3-5 pair. Superb. So which means that this would be a 9 and this has to be a 6. Tough Sudoku, guys, really tough one. Some narrow deductions, I wouldn't say really tough, but some narrow deductions in the solve is really pleasant to find. Now the third cell or the fifth cell would have to be 1. So which means this is 1, maybe again a corner pencil mark, or this cell is 1. Okay, so now in column 8, there is only one cell left for the 6, so we may place that 6. So 2, 6, 8, 3, 7, 9. So these 3 cells must be 1, 4, 5. But we know that 1 is in one of these 2 cells, so 1 cannot be here. So this is 4 or 5. Okay, you have a 5 here, so which means this is not a 5. So this is a 9. This is a 5. 3, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2 and 9. So we get a 4, 5 here. Sorry. These 2 cells must be 4, 5. And this 5 immediately gives a 5 here and a 4 here, and which in turn resolves the 4, 8 pair. So this cell can only be 3 or 7. So let me write the candidates here, 3, 8, 9 and 3, 8 and 9. But we have an 8 here, so which means this is not an 8, and a 3 here, which means this is not a 3. Okay, so if you look at this cell, there is a hidden single. It can't be 2, 3, 6, 9. It cannot be 1, 4, 7 and 8. So this can only be a 5. So this cannot be a 5 now. So this cell cannot be 3, 5, 6, 2 and 9. So it can be 1, 4, 7 or 8. But 1 and 4 are ruled out. So this will be 7 and 8. So this cell cannot be 2 or 3. Cannot be 1, 4, 5, 7 and 8. So this can only be 6 and 9. So this cell has to be 1, 4, 8. Won't be 1, 4 and 8. Can't be 3, 5, 6, 7, 2 and 9. So this can only be 1, 4 and 8. So we have a 2, 6 pair in column 4. 1, 3, 4, 5 and 2 and 6 are ruled out as options in these two cells. Okay, so 2 is ruled out from here, guys. So we could have seen this earlier. We know that 2 is in one of these two cells, but 2 can't be here because we have a 2, 6 pair. So 2 can be eliminated from here. So this is a 2, which means that this has to be a 6. This has to be a 4, and for the 9 glue you need a 5 here. So this would be a 3. Super. So the 3rd and the 6th cell add up to 3, which means this would have to be a 1. These two cells can't be a 1. And we have a 7, 8 pair. So this can't be 8. So this is 1, 4. And 4 can't be here using classic rule. Also 5 can't be here. So which means this is a 1. This is a 4. This is a 5. This is a 1. Sorry. This would have to be a 1. So both of these clues are also done. And this is also done. Okay, now we need to resolve using classic part. We can just rush through it blindly now. So there is nothing in the variant to help us. So you have a 2 here. So 2 can't be here. 2, 5, 1, 3, 6. So 4, 7, 8 and 9. 4 can't be here and 4 cannot be here. So this would have to be a 4. And this 3 gives us a 7 here. Which means this is a 3, this is a 7. And that gives an 8 here, a 7 here, an 8 here. And these two cells must be 3 and 9, but you have a 3 here, so this would be a 3, this would be a 9. 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 1, 3, 6, 7, this would have to be 8. And that gives a 9 here, which means this is a 3, this is 8. And this 3 gives a 6 here, which in turn gives a 9 here. And this 6 gives us a 2 and a 3, and 2 and 6. And 2, 4, 8, 9, 1, 3, 5. So remaining digits are 6 and 7. So this would be a 7 and this would be a 6. So with that we have completed this position sum Sudoku by Christoph. A really excellent practice Sudoku. Had a lot of neat deductions all through the solve. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me solve this Sudoku. If you found some trick in this Sudoku, please share under the video. We'll be happy to know that. And we hope to see you all soon with a video. Bye.